What did it look like up there, Pete?
It was mesmerising. All of a sudden it opened up, and then behind me the sunset was really, really warming up and starting to glow red.
It's casting this really beautiful soft light through the clouds out over the Indian Ocean. We've just checked it out on the monitor and it's absolutely amazing. It is really intriguing. I'm walking along the beach just enjoying the serenity and the wide open spaces. 3, 2, 1! Woo! To another episode of Art Zone Travels. In this episode, we tour northward along Western Australia's much-loved Coral Coast, where stunning coastlines meet ancient landscapes. The Coral Coast region begins just south of Cervantes, 198 kilometres north of Perth, and stretches north to Exmouth, spanning some 1,100 kilometres. It's rich in natural wonders from turquoise waters, white sandy beaches, offshore islands and the striking limestone formations of the Pinnacles Desert to an inland of rugged gorges and beautiful wildflowers. As we tour along this stretch, we stay at a few beautiful coastal camps from Jurien Bay right up to Lucky Bay. We start by basing ourselves at Jurien Bay, exploring nearby Cervantes, known for its beautiful crayfish, ancient Lake Thetsis Thrombolites, and the quaint fishing village of Wedge Island. And we experience the iconic Pinnacles in the Nambung Desert, right on sunset. We continue north from there, camping in the dunes at beautiful Sandy Cape, enjoying its turquoise bays. We explore its old World War II remains and then continue northward to do the Three Bays Walk at the friendly coastal town of Green Head. We camp at Cliff Head and then detour to an inland oasis called Ellendale Pool, soaking up its tranquil surrounds and road trip to yesteryear in an outback town called Mullewa. Lastly, we drive back to the coastline and finish up with camping at Pinnacles Kalbarri. And not far from there, we check out the iconic colourful Hutt lagoon, known as Pink Lake. Our beautiful niece Em and her partner Mitch of No Plan Van join us, and can I tell you, there was never a dull moment of camping with these guys for a few days. Lots of fun, lots of laughter had along the way. So let's begin by taking you to Jurien Bay. Here we are. We are so excited today because we've finally arrived on our first camp north of Perth.
So we found a spot just on the outskirts of town. It's a footy field. It's a Jurien Recreation Centre, and right around the back of the footy field there is areas probably for about 20 vans. Got to be fully self-contained. Have your own water, $25 on the notice board, but booking it online it's $20, or you can go down to the visitor centre and you can book it with them there.
Jurien Bay is sheltered by a string of islands and reefs that make the surrounding ocean perfect for all kinds of water activities. It's home to one of the main breeding grounds for the Australian sea lion, and there are sea lion tours on offer so you can catch a closer glimpse of these friendly locals. Today we're heading down to a small township called Cervantes. It's about, a 20-minute drive south of Jurien Bay.
Located in Cervantes, a crayfishing town, there's a rock lobster factory and seafood restaurant called the Lobster Shack. It's located on the waterfront and has amazing views over the Indian Ocean. There we tucked into some delicious lobster for lunch.
How is it?
Thank God. It's seriously divine.
Lake Thetsis is one of only a few places in the world where you can see Thrombolites, commonly known as living fossils. It's believed they were isolated from the sea approximately 4,800 years ago after sea levels dropped and coastal dunes formed around the lake. These rock-like microbial structures are built by cyanobacteria, similar to some of the Earth's oldest life forms dating back over 3 billion years ago. This lake is hypersaline, meaning it has a higher salt concentration than seawater, creating an environment ideal for thrombolites but limiting other aquatic life. We then venture further south of Cervantes to Wedge Island. The islands out here are important and often the only breeding sites for Australian sea lions and are rare or endangered seabirds, mammals and reptiles. These species rely on island sanctuaries for protection from mainland predators and human disturbance. We are down at Wedge Island. It's a really small old fishing community just south of Cervantes, and it's beautiful. Like, there's hardly anyone here. I can see 3 fishermen over on the point, and I'm walking along the beach just enjoying the serenity and the wide open spaces. And over here I'm looking at Wedge Island. Beautiful. It's actually really lovely to finally get away and up into these spaces. It's casting this really beautiful soft light through the clouds out over the Indian Ocean this afternoon. Beautiful. We've just driven through the Wedge Island community. It is just really intriguing. It's jam-packed full of these old style beach shacks, fishermen's shacks of yesteryear, and it just gives you a little slice of independent living of days gone by. Alright, so the last port of call for the day, we're heading out to the iconic Pinnacles, and Pete was just talking to me about how interesting the light's going to be out there tonight.
Yeah, we've got a funny sort of light, a kind of hazy light, and when you think about it, you sort of go, oh no, that's no good. But what I think is that when the sun sets, there's going to be this burst of colour that's going to straddle the ceiling, the sky. It's going to be absolutely gorgeous. So it's a fingers crossed situation. We do have another day tomorrow, but I'm betting it's going to be good.
So we're just coming up to the pay station. We should be all good because we previously organised our National Parks Pass, so hopefully we can just go straight through. Okay, so that was good. We just headed on straight through. All right, so I'm just getting out to have a look at the map. So we are here, and it's just really clearly labelled where you can drive. It's one way, so we're going to go up here, around here. Looks like you can go up, and then you need to turn around and come back down, and then finish the rest of the trail and coming back to where we started. Here we are, starting on the Pinnacles Drive. It's one way and it's about a 4-kilometre loop. Really excited. The Pinnacles hold unique geological and ecological significance. They are unique limestone pillars formed thousands of years ago by the erosion of ancient seashells and sand, creating a striking landscape of spires that stand up to 3.5 metres tall. It's an awesome place for capturing sunsets. How unusual is the light, Pete?
Oh, it's getting more softer and it's getting more greyer. It's about 25 minutes from sunset, and then it'll gradually just keep darker and darker and more interesting.
Yeah, I'm loving how the sand is actually really golden, almost like a mustardy golden colour. Absolutely stunning. So we didn't get the sunset. It sets behind the clouds over the sea tonight. But I tell you what, the light is just bouncing around out there everywhere. It's really golden and the sky looks like this really intense mauve blue. It's fascinating. Okay, we're all packed up. We're leaving Jurien Bay today and heading up to Sandy Cape. Really excited. We're going to be meeting our beautiful niece Em and her lovely partner Mitch, and we're going to be camped up with them for the next couple of nights. Can't wait. Brakes are good to go? Yep, all good. Thumbs up. We were just having a giggle. Pete just said, biggest drive to date, Tan.
16 kilometres. It's a big day, a big drive. So we're coming in, we're feeling pretty exhausted.
Geez, we better stop for lunch soon.
And a coffee.
How are you? Have you got a good camp spot for us?
Hope so.
Hey Mitch,
Yeah.
you're on film.
Hutt Zone Travels.
Hello.
Sandy Cape Recreational Park is 13 kilometres north of Jurien Bay. It's a beautiful small sheltered bay with beachfront camping. Bookings are now essential. You can book via Space to Go, an online booking platform. Check the link in the description below. It's $25 per night per site, and there's both 4-wheel drive and 2-wheel drive sites available.
Okay, so here we are, first night, first beach camp. Sandy Cape's turning it on, and I just want to introduce you to the crew over here. Okay, so we have Mitch, we have Peter, we have Em, and we have Cora the Explorer. Who's happy?
I'm happy.
First fire of the whole season. Yes.
Just south of Sandy Cape, we had heard there is some old World War II ruins. Located in North Head, they're accessed along a four-wheel drive track. In just 300-metre walk, you'll find the original foundations of the preserved bunkers, radar installation and an underground tank.
Okay, so we've come for a fairly long four-wheel drive journey, and we're going to discover with Mitch and Em the bunkers from World War II, which are behind us up there. So let's go and check it out. So we're at the second bunker now. It's just a little bit different from the first one. It's got some really nice graffiti on it that's been put here many years ago.
It's nice to preserve the history and still have something to look at and appreciate.
We're just walking up the top of the headlands now. We've noticed there's some type of memorial. Not sure what it is, but is it to the soldiers that were here? Was it to a shipwreck? Or maybe someone's passed here, maybe a shark attack. But yeah, we'll check it out in a minute. Okay, so we've just arrived at the monument and we think it's about someone who has died from a shark attack, 1967. So obviously very well loved to be built by his family and friends. And yes, sadly missed. Rest in peace, Robert Murray Bartell.
No plan van. Where are we heading today?
Today we are heading through Green Head and then we're heading to Ellendale.
Hey, no plan van.
No plan van. On the road, Iceland.
Right, turn off in 2.5 kilometres, guys.
Sounds good. Over.
Don't you just love it how on a travel day you get the best day to have a beach day? We've just left Sandy Cape and it's one of those days. All good. It's beautiful. And we're going to go sightseeing today. We have just turned into Green Head and there's a few things out there that we're going to go and see.
So it's a bit of a drive through. We've had a big drive of 10 minutes. So we need to check everything out and have a rest.
Green Head is a small, friendly coastal town with a great walk called Three Bays Walkway. This is a 2.8 kilometre informative walk with stunning coastal views. The three bays along this walkway are the stunning South Bay, Dynamite Bay and Anchorage Bay.
We stay for a night at Cliff Head and meet fellow travellers from Our Salty Life, Daz and Lee, and their beautiful dog Oz, before continuing on to Ellendale the next day. Cliff Head is a small camp area of beachfront camping right next to the water. A really lovely laid-back place with basic amenities. You pay $20 per vehicle per night, a maximum of 3 nights, and it's a first in, first served basis. An officer will come round to collect the fees. We tucked in and enjoyed a few bevies up on the sand dunes and watched the sun go down. Em and Mitch offered to cook dinner that night. We weren't going to refuse, it was so good.
Cheers, troopers!
All right, you two, what have we got happening tonight?
The bread action, bit of pumpkin action, coconut cream, curry, onion.
Oh, so good.
Look at that. That is bloody amazing.
You're looking at Mitch, Australia's new damper king. You should be a bit proud, Mitch.
Should. Lightly dusted, couple of lines in the middle.
That is beautiful. Oh, that looks good. It's cutting straight through.
Yeah.
You can hear the crunch on the outside crust. So good.
Oh my goodness, Mitchell.
Now I gotta kiss the closest person.
Well done!
Did it.
Where are we off today, team?
Good morning. So today we are heading off to Ellendale. We had a sneaky spot last night at Cliff Head.
I'm getting my exercise today. Now I gotta catch up with these guys. Making me run for it. Oh dear. Oh, the joys of filming. So, we just had an overnight stay at the beautiful Cliff Head. Fantastic night. So, this morning we're heading up to Ellendale Pool, but I think Pete's got a couple of stopovers along the way.
There's one in particular I really want to go and see. It's called the Leaning Tree, and then straight in and set up at Ellendale. So, about an hour away.
And can't wait to set up again tonight and enjoy a few more bevies with Daz and Lee. Good sorts they are. Should be great. Leaning trees of Greeno belong to a native Western Australian species of river gum. Their characteristic lean is caused by a constant strong southerly wind.
how was it, Lee?
How was it?
Yeah.
Beautiful. So beautiful.
Yeah, so we've just checked it out on the monitor, and it's absolutely amazing.
Beautiful.
So yeah, let's have a look. A stunning waterhole naturally formed along the Greenough River, surrounded by magnificent gum trees and a gorge with cliff faces that light up in the glow of the early morning and late afternoon light. It's a free camp where you can stay for up to 5 nights.
We decided to take a day trip further outback to Mullewa.
All right, so we have the whole fam bam today.
Excited to be here.
Cora the Explorer
We're going to do some exploring.
and Mitch the new damper bread king.
I think you went the wrong way. The one way that said one way, you went
So
down. But that's
we're
okay.
heading off on a bit of a tiki tour today.
So today we're off to Mullewa, and there is a trail. It's called the Hawes Heritage Trail, where there's about 8 to 10 buildings that were designed by a priest who was actually an architect, and they've kept them in really good condition in this small town. So here we go, we're on our way.
We've got no internet range, so we have no bloody idea where we're going. So we're just going to wing it, right?
Yeah, it's the best way to do it, I reckon. And so out in the bush, you know, there's not a lot of internet. So what we're doing here is actually with wiki camps, you don't need your internet on. So here's Mullewa over here. Here's the Heritage Trail. We're currently here now, so we're just using the maps. If you zoom in there, you can get the road. So I'm just giving directions to Pete on how to get to that main road where we'll be connected to internet to then hook us up to Mullewa. Thank you, Wiki.
So we've just driven about probably 40 minutes, Pete?
Yeah, I think so. About 40.
Yeah, so 40 minutes in from the campsite at Ellendale, and we're heading east. It's been one long straight road through the huge giant wheat belts, and now we've just come in, and right alongside us here is a beautiful rocky escarpment, and the country's just starting to change and open up. Beautiful low-lying scrubby eucalypts and marley bush. So yeah, we're really getting out into it now, so looking forward to arriving and seeing what's there.
Yeah, which way do we go?
Go
up here, eh?
team.
Left or right?
So while we've got the young ones in the car, they've been teaching us how to go.
And you can't put up a fight in the misty light.
Alright, so we've driven for about an hour and a quarter, and we have just arrived at Mullewa, so we're just stopping in a little roadside park, having a bite to eat before we get the hangries. Here comes a train, ready for it.
European settlement come in 1860. The town grew after the railway arrived in 1894, spurred by the nearby gold discovery. Today, it remains an agricultural hub with a strong grain production. The architecture of the early buildings was fascinating.
So it's 10 to 5 and we're heading back to camp. I just want to go around and see what everyone's best points of the day were in.
Oh, my favourite part of the day was giving a wave to all the road trains that were going past. You could just see their faces lit up and they were so happy, you know, probably made their day.
Awesome. Mitch?
My favourite part of the day is actually yet to come, but it will be when we get back and I win this beer of Pete.
What's yours, Pete?
Well, since I was the driver, I gotta say it was the journey, the actual drive through this wheatland. And you, Tom?
Look, I have to say my favourite part of the day is all of the day. And unlike Mitch, there's a little bit more to come tonight because you know what? My favourite part's when I'm smashing you all at flip.
Oh, you won't be saying that when we get back. What about you, Cora? What was your favourite part of the day?
The road trip that day was just one of those days where it was more about the journey and the fun and the banter we had along the way.
So here we are, we've just arrived at Lucky Bay. It's a beautiful afternoon for it. It's about 4:45, sun's just starting to set. And we've had a bit of a restock day down in Geraldton today. So got a heap done down there actually, more than what we expected. So we're really happy, all stocked up for some cracking days here at Lucky Bay. we've just arrived at Lucky Bay, Kalbarri yesterday afternoon, and it was a big day. We had a restocking day in Geraldton, all sorts of things. We were running around like chooks with their heads chopped off. Anyway, we got it done, got in late, had an easy dinner, had a drink and fell into bed, went to sleep. So now it's really nice. We've done all our jobs and we're just heading down to the beach to have a bit of an explore. Good morning, Julius. Lovely to meet you.
So Julius is 17. He's blind. He's been with us for the past year. He's been loving life. He's been getting lots and lots of cuddles, lots and lots of love. And yeah, we've accepted him into our family and accepted him into the No Plan van life. So far, he's settled in well.
Look at you. Tell us a little bit about Cora's story. She's amazing, isn't she?
Yeah, she is. So poor Cora's had a little bit of a rough journey, the poor thing. Come here. So she came into our care at 10 months. She was a rescue. She went through 8 different homes by the time that we got her at the 10 months. Yeah, she was a bit of a troubled girl when we got her. We went through a lot of training, a lot of barking, a lot of misbehaviour, but we stuck it out. She's just turned into the most beautiful dog ever, and we're so glad that we had that patience and that time with her.
Yeah, well, full credit to you both, because she is an absolutely beautiful dog and we're so going to miss her.
She's gonna miss you too.
We've absolutely loved being a part of her journey and getting to know her the last few weeks, and we feel very privileged that she's accepted us into her pack too.
Oh yeah, she loves you guys, absolutely loves you guys.
Lucky Bay, Kalbarri is located just 30 minutes south of the Kalbarri township itself. It's a nature-based, off-the-beaten-track camping area. It's known for its beach activities, swimming and fishing, and awesome four-wheel driving. The camp is nestled along the sand dunes. It costs $15 per vehicle per night, and it's also a first-come, first-served basis, as there's no bookings available. It has toilets, bins, non-potable water, waste points and covered seating areas. The access in here from the highway is along a 7-kilometre track of fairly corrugated dirt roads, so you will need to air down after you turn off the highway before coming in.
Where's that rainbow, Mitch? Thanks for turning it on. So, it's quite ironic this morning that we're packing up to leave Lucky Bay, and there just so happens to be a huge rainbow in the sky just out here behind the sand dunes over the ocean. Pretty nice. Love it. And what are we going to do without you, our personal barista?
What are we going to do without your coffee machine?
Ready?
3, 2, 1. Woo! Come on.
Love you! Woo! a.m. and we're pulling out of camp at Lucky Bay, Kalbarri this morning. Really comfortable stay, tucked in behind the sand dune. Beautiful enough to actually have 2 campfires here in the 3 nights we were here. And last night we had a celebratory meal together. Beautiful campfire. It was still as anything. Stars were out. The constellations were shining. Beautiful way to end our time with no planned van. So it's been amazing and really looking forward to today. And we're heading off to...
We're going to head south just a little bit. So I head down on the way out to 28 and I've just stopped now. I'm just going to pump them back up. I'm at the intersection to the main road.
We stopped for lunch at Lytton, which once served as a key point for the transportation of the Goodwin region, playing a critical role in the area's settlement and development. Today it stands as a reminder of history, a glimpse into the past with its rustic architecture.
Have a look at this graffiti here. This is extraordinary. 1936, 1956, 1889.
Hutt Lagoon, otherwise known as Pink Lake, is one of this region's highlights. Have any of you been to other pink lakes in Australia? If you have, we'd love to know. Drop a comment below so we can all see where these other pink lakes are. As we walked over the dunes to view this lake, we were struck by its colours, even on an overcast day. The colour varied from soft pastels to magentas, depending on when the sun was or wasn't shining. The lake gets its colour from the high salt content and algae, creating a surreal, almost otherworldly looking landscape, especially from the drone's perspective from up above. Let's show you. Enjoy.
It's been great having your company as we toured along this part of the stunning coral coast of Western Australia, from Jurien Bay right up to Kalbarri's Lucky Bay and the inland adventures in between. It's not just exploring breathtaking coastlines and beaches, tranquil springs, historic charm of outback towns. To us, it's also the company of family, of fellow travellers, the people you meet along the way, the laughs, the fun, the banter, the camaraderie. This is what enlivens and enriches our experiences along the way, that embeds happy memories of the places we experience, and here's to many, many more to come. If you're enjoying our content and haven't already subscribed, please consider subscribing. It's completely free. Your likes and comments truly do support our content. And if you're watching this on your TV, you can scan the QR code shown here now. It will take you straight to the subscribe button. Thanks for coming along on another incredible adventure with us. We hope you've enjoyed it or have even been inspired to explore more of this beautiful country. Until next time, safe travels and happy adventures. See you on the next one.